Good morning. My mom and I are here at the Milner Pass Trailhead inside Rocky Mountain National Park. Official start time, 5:55. And in 22 minutes, we've made it up to the trail split. We're getting up this thing. It's pretty steep at the beginning. We've come out maybe 1.2 miles or so. But yeah, this is the part of the trail that just goes straight up because we need to gain the top up there. I think weather's going to be our number one concern. We're just going to have to analyze the skies once we get up onto Mount Ida, because I think we're going to need about 2 hours or so to go out and get Chief Chili Peak and get back to the summit of Ida. And that's looking back in the direction that we have come. That is beautiful back there with that morning light. Oh yeah. And as we top out up here, we're getting our first good views of Mount Ida. And in 58 minutes, we've made it out here to Marmot City. And this is 1.6 miles out. Actually looks like maybe the pikas have taken over. Got a pika right down here. We're getting smacked with the wind right now. We had to stop and put all of our equipment back on because it is a little chilly up here. And this is what we're looking at. We got to go up and over this next little mini mountain. Man, this wind is killing us. We've just come up and around that little mini mountain, and the wind is just getting worse. I don't know if we're even gonna make it to Mount Ida now. This is really bad. Yeah, we're getting blasted right now. That wind almost knocked me over a few times on the way up. I was like, dang. The short-term goal is to find a good spot out of the wind where we can reassess what we're gonna do today. But it's not looking good, guys. It is not looking good. And we've got a spot on this little hillside, and this is out of the wind. And this is a beautiful spot. Look at all those little PLPs down there. Pretty little ponds. Well, we had to move spots because even on that hillside, we were getting plastered. So we worked it down. I actually fell down once trying to get down here, but check it out. Now we're blocked by this big rock. Although we're out of the wind right here in our nice little spot where we had some tea and I had some hot cocoa, the rest of this area is pretty windy, especially above us. So what we think we're gonna do next is head down around the snow. We're gonna go walk by that elk who's chilling out down there. Then we're gonna go exploring. Might have to go visit some PLPs. And I think the hardest part of this whole thing is just gonna be hiking over and around that snow right now. This hillside is pretty steep and it's pretty loose. Yeah, be careful. Yeah, they are. That's looking back at our spot. And it's like as soon as we popped out from around that rock, we started getting hit with the wind again. Geez, we're on this hillside right now, and we're still getting smashed with the wind coming up and over the other side of it. Jeez. My weather app said light wind at 10 miles per hour. Yeah, right. We might have to go back up and around. I gotta see what's over this little edge right here. Whoa! Well, on second thought, we're gonna have to go back up and around. It looks like the elk is on the move down there. And we're gonna go for it. We're gonna drop in right here, try and work it down between the two snowfields. And I'm not even sure what that is down there. I'm not sure if that's considered part of Forest Canyon or not. I don't really think so. Forest Canyon's that big groove behind it. We've got all the time in the world because we started really early in anticipation of being out on Chief Chili Peak. However, since that's not happening, like I'm saying, we've got the time. It's like the closer we get to the edge, the further down those lakes look. And that's looking back across at our previous chill spot. We've just got to get around this little edge of snow. Right below it down there is where the grass starts up again. We got the elk down there. It's probably the sketchiest section so far. You're good, just step where I step. There you go. Yeah. And this is looking down at the next part. I think we're good. I think we've got a little tiny path built in right here. Nice job. This reminds me of when we came down Bierstadt to the Sawtooth. And that day was as equally windy as today, if not worse. That elk's looking at us like, what are you two doing? You're coming down here into my domain? I don't think so. I think we have hit the point of no return. Yeah, we're gonna continue on. We're not going back up that. Ah, now we see what the deal is. There's a little baby elk in the grass right there. Little teeny tiny one. And here comes Mama back over the hill, looking at us going like, don't you get near my baby. Don't you get near my baby. So we're gonna switch our course up, pinch it back over here closer to the rocks. It's a little steeper over here, but I'm not trying to disturb the fam, the elk fam. She's like, I'm a single mother, okay? Trying to raise this baby on my own. I don't need you guys giving me trouble. Oh my God, I fell on my butt. Whew. We're good. No, that was a baby. I could see the thing breathing in its head.
I couldn't see it breathing.
Look at it. Teeny tiny.
We're okay.
We're over here. We're good. We're good. Don't even worry about it. No, but she's looking. Yeah, that's a teeny tiny little elk up there. I thought it was a rock. She's coming over, hey. She's right behind us. Keep coming. Get behind me. Just keep going. No, hey! Get over in the rocks. She don't want us in the grass. You stay back there. Yeah, that little baby is like right here. I think we're out of the danger zone though. But we were gonna loop it around the grass right there. Yeah, no. That wasn't gonna work. Mama was on patrol and she was eyeballing us. And then we started coming down the rocks right here and I started like going a little tiny bit into the grass, and that's when she started making a move towards me. So I quickly got back on the rocks. And we're down there, folks. And check out the pano from down here. Like I said, I'm not even sure what this little area is called or if it has a name. It would be awesome if this was considered part of Forest Canyon. That way I could say I've done Forest Canyon, but I don't think so. I don't think this is the Forest Canyon. And I was hoping maybe one of these little ponds or something had a name, but nope. Everything that I've seen so far is unnamed. Just your standard PLP, pretty little pond. And just like that, the wind stops. This area is beautiful. Wow, I'm glad we came down here. And this is what we're gonna do next. We're gonna work it down onto the far side of that second lake to right there at the base of the incline, and we're gonna peek around to the right and see what the terrain looks like that leads up to Forest Canyon Pass. I'm loving these new views of Rocky Mountain National Park. Epic. Well, our plan of going around the second pond is not going to work. We just hit some real dense crumb holes. We're not going to be dealing with that. So we're going back to our original plan. We're going to cut it back right through here. See if we can get across the first pond where those rocks are at. I was afraid all of this was going to be super marshy as I fall into the water. All right.
I did it.
You did it. And the next obstacle that we're going to have to deal with are all these trees. This section isn't too big, but it's big enough, and we need to get through it. I'm thinking right over here. I think I can see a weakness. This might get nasty for a second. Ooh. Ooh. There's definitely a little path though. Yep, we can get through this. We just busted through the trees right there. That really wasn't too bad at all. Yeah, there's a hummingbird right on the end of that branch. For right now, we're gonna pass on going up the slope, and instead, we're gonna take it down and around and see if we can see around this little high point that's sticking out. Yep, we're gonna choose the adventurous option here. This is the moment of truth. We're coming around the corner. We've got this tiny little social trail, and it leads directly into a bunch of trees. This looks pretty thin. Well, I thought that was going to be the end of the road. This is looking surprisingly good. Let's take it up to that little high point right there and see what's on the other side. Oh man, what do we got? What do we got? We're going to continue on. We're going to try and work it through what I think might be Forest Canyon, and we're going to try and rejoin with the trail way out there. We're not going to have to worry about trees as much as just this loose and steep slope. And this is what we got next. We're going to continue on, stay below the snow, work it around, and then we're going to try and go up that other patch and then maybe through the little gap in the mountains right there. I'm thinking that's going to drop in like right by Marmot City. We're on the faintest of social trails out here. This is probably a game trail, but I can see over to where we need to go, and I'm thinking it looks good. That's a good rock to sit on. So I have just studied the GPS, and if we were to keep it up high, wrap it around the side here, and skirt that high point, just beyond it is the trail. That's going to be the Forest Canyon Pass Trail. If we stay over here and go over the mountains right there, then we're going to drop in on the Mount Ida Trail. And we can see across the Forest Canyon over to where Trail Ridge Road is cutting across the top up there. And then right over here, this little area is rock cut, and that's where you drive through the big rocks. Well, we've been sitting here on this nice flat rock for probably a good 10 minutes or so, maybe longer. But we need to keep the adventure going. So it's time to go. It's time to head on back. And the adventure continues. We're gonna work it over and try and head it up and get above that snow. It's like we had to keep dropping it down to go around the snow. But I think we're through most of that now. We're staying high. And this is working out pretty nicely so far. We're taking it diagonal up this slope, which is a heck of a lot easier than going straight up it. We just took a vote and it is unanimous. We're gonna go through the snow. We have successfully navigated part of snowfield number 1. We're now moving closer to part of snowfield still number 1. All right, we're in it. We're almost through it, and then we've got a little bit more uphill to do, and then we should pretty much be on the top of the high point. Oh my goodness, almost a groin ripper. We're exactly where we want to be. We've done most of the uphill. We pretty much just need to bounce it across the top now and aim for the saddle between these two high points. And then that should dump us out on the trail just beyond Marmont City. We're coming up and over the top, and I can see the Never Summers out there. All right. We're also getting hit with the wind again. What do we got over the edge here? A trail. Yeah, buddy. There's a trail just behind me, and you can see it. It branches off the Mount Ida Trail just past Marmont City, and it leads up here. This is probably going to be your easiest way to get over the high points over into this area. Yeah, baby, that's what we're looking for. That's the trail that dumps into the Mount Ida Trail. Officially back on the main trail, which means we have completed the loop. And we started the loop on the far side of this one, kind of on the back side. We went around that whole thing. Made it back up to Marmont City. Marmontia. Are you the mayor of Marmont City? This is one of the most beautiful trails to hike back on, because you get all the good views this way. Plus you get the good lighting. It's just incredible up here. And then right down there you can see Trail Ridge Road, and also the parking area for Lake Irene. Home stretch. We should be back down in about 15 minutes. We're just about done with this thing. We have made it back down to the Poudre Lake Spires. I do love me some Poudre Lake Spires. And then right down there is Poudre Lake. Well, we might not have made it out to Mount Ida or Chief Chile Peak, but that was still a great hike. And I feel like I got some really beautiful footage of an area of Rocky Mountain National Park that I've never seen before. And we're back. Milner Pass Trailhead up here on the Continental Divide. It's just now about 12:53. We started up at 5:55. So we've been out here for just under 7 hours. And according to the GPS, we hiked 7.5 miles. Mount Ida side hike, got it, boom. And we're driving back. I had forgotten to do the wrap up, but we hope you enjoyed that hike. And until the next one, y'all, peace.